Yong Peng, Johor. Its name means everlasting peace, but recent affairs in Johor's Yong Peng municipality have been quite the opposite. In the past week or so since campaigning for Malaysia's May 9th polls officially kicked off, a member of a political party broke his ribs after a scuffle. Elder statesman Mahathir Mohamad had his image ripped out of a billboard, and a candidate lambasted his rival for alleging external funding of millions of ringgit. None of such drama is par for the course in a tiny town of fewer than 30,000 residents, traversable by car in under 15 minutes, and better known as a destination for springy, oversized fish balls as well as a rest stop for Singaporeans busing up to Kuala Lumpur. But Yong Peng has now become the stage for an intriguing race to represent Chinese interests in Johor and perhaps all of Malay-majority Malaysia. The constituency, made up of 60% Chinese, is held by opposition Democratic Action Party, DAP, Assemblywoman Chu Pek Chu. She won the state seat in 2013 at the expense of the powerful Malaysian Chinese Association, MCA, a component party of the ruling Barisan Nasional (BN) coalition. This election, MCA will attempt to wrest back Yong Peng through the youthful Ling Tian Soon, viewed by many as a rising star and protege of Wee Ka Siong, Member of Parliament of the wider Air Hitam federal seat. Ling Tian Soon, Barisan Nasional and Malaysian Chinese Association candidate for the Yong Peng state seat, speaking at a rally in the small Chinese majority town. Photo, Justin Ong Wee, who is also MCA Deputy President and a Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, faces a crucial fight of his own, one that has drawn national attention. Having held the Air Hitam seat since 2004, he is now being challenged by DAP leader Liu Chintong, who made his name toppling veteran ruling party politicians in two different places over the last two elections. There's a huge weight on my shoulders, now that Yong Peng has become the proxy for a far bigger fight, said Ling, 34. I need to do as much as I can to gain votes for Air Hitam. MCA has only 2 state seats in Johor compared to DAP's 13 engineered by a massive vote swing to the opposition in 2013. For DAP, it's super critical to win all the state seats in Johor. His PH has made Johor the frontline state, said University of Tasmania Professor James Chin, referring to the opposition Pakatan Harapan coalition which DAP is a member of. The idea is if Johor falls, the rest of the country will likely fall as well. For MCA, it's a do-or-die situation. They have to win to have any credibility, Ling agreed. Whether the Chinese community continues to support MCA, the answer lies here in Yong Peng. We will not be annihilated. Wee Ka Siong, Barisan Nasional candidate for the Air Hitam parliamentary seat, speaking at a rally in the Yong Peng constituency under his watch. Photo, Justin Ong, for Ling's mentor Wee. His Air Hitam ward is undoubtedly a stronghold for MCA. The parliamentary seat is one of 4 won by the party in Johor, and one of 7 across Malaysia. Asked to comment on his decreasing vote share at each election, from 82% in 2004 to 60% in 2013, Wee dismissed it as a nationwide trend, while suggesting the opposition had played this up for the electorate and the media. Liu, for his part, called Air Hitam the toughest seat to win in all of Johor. When I made the decision to contest here, nobody thought Air Hitam could ever fall to opposition hands, he told Channel News Asia. That's why we are using it to send a message to voters, that if a seat like this can fall, then others may too, said Wee. I know DAP leaders have said their target is on Wee Ka Siong. And it's very obvious what the opposition has done this time is to focus plenty of resources on Johor. Democratic Action Party's Liu Chintong, an opposition leader famed for his giant killing acts at past elections, will now attempt to unseat Federal Minister Wee Ka Siong from the Malaysian Chinese Association stronghold of Air Hitam. Photo, Justin Ong. While Liu talked up winning Air Hitam as an even larger reflection of national change, Dr. Lee Hock Guan of the ISEAS Yusof Hawk Institute cautioned that BN could still retain power at both state and federal levels by winning most of the rural, semi-urban Malay majority seats. However, DAP winning Air Hitam may mean MCA getting wiped out. Lee added, but a defined "we" said, this will not happen. We will not be annihilated. People are starting to accept the fact that BN can be defeated, and should that happen, there will still be Chinese representation, his opponent Liu countered. Analysts Lee and Chin both said the difference between DAP and MCA was their standing within their respective coalitions. PH treats all of its members as equals, said Chin, an expert in governance in Malaysia. MCA has no power in BN, because UMNO does not treat BN members as equals, according to Chin. This would explain the Chinese voting as a bloc for DAP since 2008. They think they are wasting their time with MCA since MCA is not capable of changing UMNO's racism. After 60 years in government, he said, how are we going to affect the election? Ling The Yong Peng candidate said he was well aware of sentiments in the local Chinese community that MCA no longer represented their interests. "We have to win back those who used to be MCA supporters," he said, adding that he had been working the ground hard to cover the deficit of 2,475 votes ceded to DAP's Chu the last time round. The incumbent said that despite her opposition status, she had still managed to solve about 80 to 90% of residents' issues, both big or small. "We have to take over the government to make more things happen," Chu asserted. The Pakatan Harapan branch office in Yong Peng, identified by a giant banner displaying candidates for Yong Peng, Airhitam and Semarang. Photo, Justin Ong. In one of several placid, dimly lit coffee shops in the heart of Yong Peng, residents were quick to back their chosen representative. "The state assembly still remains in BN hands. We have to create an opposition state assembly before anything can be done," said one. "Actually, no matter what the Chinese people say, it's useless," said another. "How are we going to affect the election? It's very obvious the Malay majority are going to be the ones." Ling said that for many Chinese voters, 2013 was regarded as their best opportunity to change the government, which eventually held on to power with more parliamentary seats, despite losing the popular vote to the opposition. "I think if there isn't a Malay tsunami for GE14, their dream of changing the government will remain a dream," Ling declared, in reference to the buzzword of the 2018 elections, which predicts a sizable chunk of Malay voters rejecting the BN. "But you know, wherever we go in Yong Peng, the Malays tell us, don't worry about our votes. It's the Chinese you need to worry about."